So I have done YouTube before and done it quite averagely and never really invested in it. But this time I'm going to give it a real crack. Now, why now? Well, before this point, I've never really seen myself as of dad age. Now, I was a dad at 27. My daughter is 12. That makes me 39. I've got a 9-year-old. And even a few years after that, I never saw myself as a proper dad. Now, the way I see a dad is someone who's got a shitload of excuses. And even if they manage to get their shit together, they are usually calling themselves a dad because they're average. And they're basically saying they're busy, they've got stuff on, they're business owners. I haven't got time to train or recover like you guys. Therefore, I'll go and label myself dad, basically average, Mr. Average. And it never really sat well with me. So I was a dad at 27. I was playing rugby until 31. And even then, I retired prematurely. So I was a bit kind of miffed and upset. So that's when I went headfirst into ergs. Now, those that follow me know the story with me and ergs. I'm going to tell you anyway, but I was the first person to go sub 6 on a ski erg ever. And I'm only one of 2 people in the world to have done that. So that's a small fraction of people. I've got the 2K world record. I've got the 1K world record that no one is ever going to touch. And I've even got £1,000 bounty on that. Still waiting for someone to give it a crack. So that's at 240 for 1,000-meter ski. Fast forward a few years, I then did the row erg. And at 6 foot, I had absolutely no business taking that record. I'm 6 foot. I'm a big, lumpy, fat rugby player, but I came along and I upskilled myself and I trained fucking hard and I came away with the 1,000-meter row erg world record. So, and took that off a rower. I held that for 2.5 years. So I've still got the row erg world records, the 1,000, 2,000, and I held the 1,000 world record. Alongside that, I've done powerlifting. I can 220 bench, 300 deadlift, probably a bit more. I think 320 I did in training. 310 squat. And then I've got a boatload of hobbies. So I've just started BJJ. And part of this channel is going to be BJJ, my progression from white belt, but capable white belt, coming from a strong strength and conditioning and rugby union background. So all you BJJ fanatics will be able to tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. It's kind of the etiquette around BJJ, which I'm still learning every day. And yeah, so this channel is going to kind of document my journey. Now I've accepted I'm of dad age. Now, when I say dad age, the reason why I've kind of now willing to put myself in this category is I can just no longer recover like I could even about 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm finding now that things are starting to hurt, my knees, my elbows, my shoulder is in a bad way. That everything's starting to really pay a toll. Now I am high mileage, okay? I've had 9 operations on my knees. I've had 1 on my shoulder. I've had 1 on my wrist. I've had 1 on my ankle. I've had 3 on my foot. And so I think I'm on about 12 or 13 operations just to keep me going because of rugby. And as I say, I've just got to the point where although I can give it a crack, I just can't recover. And if you can't recover, you can't turn up to train often enough hard. It's not to say I'm not training hard. It's just I'm finding it harder and harder and harder to back up sessions that you need to stay in peak. When I say peak, as in competing at the absolute, not in an age category or weight category. So I'm starting to accept it, but this documentation of YouTube is basically just how to be the best version, the the most elite dad you could be. And even though I'm classing myself as a dad, it's not to be average. So what I'm going to document and what's going to be on the channel, a little bit of life. So I'm a busy dad of 3. I'm a business owner. I'm an online coach. So a little bit of how I work with clients, how I program, how I interact with people, how I schedule my day, how I'm now integrating BJJ into my life and my training and the recovery that is coming from that. Weights, ergs, fitness competitions. I do the odd high rocks just for shits and giggles. And hobbies. BJJ is now a hobby. Motorcycling is a hobby. Fishing is a hobby. Camping is a hobby. Photography is a hobby. So this channel is going to be whatever a dad such as me might do, and how parenthood and how I go about it, and maybe if I could inspire or help someone just be a little bit better, be more present for their kids, be more productive at work, find more structure in training, maybe go and seek out a coach to help either in business or in training. And then this channel is a success. Obviously, it gives me something to do, gives you something to watch, and we'll just go from there. So I actually just got back from BJJ, and it's the first time I recorded myself. It was no gi. So the next video I'm going to edit now is some BJJ no gi. I spend probably a bit more time on my back as I do with the gi for some reason, but I'll talk about that on the video. So first video is going to be about BJJ, and we'll see where we go there. Also got a few things coming up with my daughter. She's an elite swimmer. How I manage her, how we train together, how I do her training, things I'm sort of planning with her, etc. So yeah, enjoy. Please comment. What would you like to see? What would you like to see video wise? And subscribe, share if you can. I don't know if you can on YouTube, but thanks.